the pitfalls of Japanese songs.
Japanese songs, the pitfalls of
Japanese songs, the pitfalls of
online translations can
Japanese songs.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Pitfalls of Japanese Songs, the new series that we start today. So today we are looking at Shojo no koro ni modotta mitai ni. Lovely song, which I unfortunately butchered in a number of translations, which I all had to remake later. And most of the mistakes were due to a bad translation found online. So we are also looking at an example of the whispered part in the opening of the series. Okay, so let's just jump in. 繰り返し見る夢に目が覚めてみると胸の動悸が速いことに気づく。Okay, so let's look at this. I'm looking at my saved file with what was the anime lyrics translation of this at the end of 2012, which is what led me astray in my translations. So we will just look at this line by line, compare the translation with the original, and figure out what the mistakes were. And then just read out the corresponding translations that I made back then. So for the first line, which is kurikaeshi miru yume ni, we have in this repeating dream. Now, kurikaeshi means repeatedly, miru means to see, but in this case we're talking about a dream, so to see a dream is to have a dream, and yume is the dream. So kurikaeshi miru yume is indeed a repeating dream. The problem, or a recurring dream, if you will. The problem is this particle ni. Now, ni is incredibly ambiguous as a postposition because it can mean in, it can mean to, and it can mean from. So, of course, you have to decide from context. And I asked a few Japanese speakers online, and they were unanimous in saying that in this case, the correct translation is not in the dream, but from the dream. Because let's look at the next line. Mega samete miru to, when I tried to open my eyes. So, first of all, why the past tense? You look at this thing, you have samete miru. Miru is present. And also in the main clause afterwards, we have kizuku, which is again a present tense. So why use a past tense here? But aside from that, the point is that mega samete is indeed a way to say to wake up. Literally, it means the eyes open. And when you're talking about waking up, apparently the instantaneous assumption is that the ni means from. So waking up from a dream, not as part of the dream. So that's the first mistake, which means that if we look at my translations, so we have the Italian, where is it? Oh, there. Oh yeah, I actually changed it up apparently, but so the version that I can see now is in questo sogno ricorrente mio tento di aprire gli occhi miei, which is that mistake. Same mistake can be found in the Napolitan. Rintasto suon che ritorna a me, cerco d'aprir sto occhio qua, and in this case we can also easily access an original version. Rintasto suon è tanta volta, cerco d'aprir sto occhio qua. And both of these essentially mean, in this dream that I have often, I try to open my eyes, or these eyes, if you will. And we've discussed why that is wrong. The rest of the section is actually translated correctly, but let's go over the other translations of this first bit. We've got the English. Inside the dream I have so often, I try to open up my eyes, which like inside the dream is also not, does not really sound too good in English to me now. Then we have the Romanian. I'm not going to read the three versions that the blog post offers. I'm just going to read the last one. În visul care îl fac des când încerc să deschid ochii mei. In the dream I have often when I try to open my eyes. And then we've got the Chinese. 在我常常看见的梦境里，尝试打开眼睛时日。When I try to open my eyes in the dream that I have often. Same story. And then we've got in diesem Traum, den ich oft träume, als ich die Augen zu öffnen versuche. Why the blog is giving me this original version as the default instead of the corrected one, I don't know, but whatever, let's just go with it. And then that was German, and now we have Danish, which I'm probably going to be pronouncing all wrong. I drømmen som jeg drømmer ofte, når jeg forsøker at åpne øynene. Usual comments. And in this case, we also have the first line translated into my conlang. Zam mangal dengareke otum. In my dream of many times. The dream, not my dream, whatever. But the last line, or two lines, depending on how you break the lines, of this sentence goes, Mune no doki ga hayai koto ni kizuku. I noticed my fast... Okay, the translation here says, I noticed my fast heartbeat. Again, why the past tense? My fast heartbeat is a bit of a free translation. The more literal translation would be, I noticed that my heartbeat, that my heartbeat is fast. Yeah. The beating of my chest is fast, literally. Let's read the translations. Sento che il mio cuore accelera il battito di molto, trying hard to stretch it into the tune. E sento che mi sbatto come che sto cuore in doppietta. Or in the original, e sento che sto cuore rapido a battere assai. Of course, come che had to be suggested by the native speaker who corrected this. English. And notice that my heart is speeding up, it's beating a lot. Again, I had to stretch it a bit. Observ că inima mea repede foarte bătând procede. Curiously, this was... I recycled this part for the remade Romanian translation. I had it corrected, and this one was corrected to have bătând before foarte, which is weird because this version that I'm reading is supposed to have been corrected by another native speaker. Curious. Chinese, 察觉到我的心的动机是在变成很快捷的. And I am probably going to comment on this in another series episodes. In the episode about this translation from another series, because this translation into Chinese is terrible. Not because it doesn't convey the meaning, but because of the translation itself. And then German, ich stelle, dass mein Herz sehr schnell geht, als mir dann schlägt fest. Yeah, that's also not a very good translation. Indeed, it was corrected. Okay, let's read the whole section. In diesem Traum, den ich oft träume, als ich die Augen zu öffnen versuche, stelle ich fest, dass mein Herz rast. Es schlägt. Isn't Herz masculine? I guess not. Es schlägt sehr schnell. much better. And then da jag bemerker att mitt hjärta mycket hurtigare slår. Okay, so that's the first section. Now for the second one, and then I will have to reopen that file because, well. いつも白線踏み外して走る私がいる. Let me read that again. いつも白線踏み外して走る私がいる. Always running away from the white line. This is me here. So reading this, one wonders what the heck this white line is, because like if you try to match it with the original, it does match. Like itsumo means always, hakusen is white line, quite literally, haku, white, and sen, line, by xian if you want the Mandarin version. Fumihazusu means to step off of something, and hashiru means to run. So fumihazushite wa hashiru means running while stepping off the white line. So running away from the white line could be an option. And then watashi ga iru is I am here. So seems good, right? But what is the white line? The answer is, well, Japanese does not specify singular and plural. So what if these were multiple white lines, like a zebra crossing? And yes, that is what is meant. The point is that if you Google the phrase hakusen or fumihazusu, which means to step off the white lines, you do find images of zebra crossings. In fact, you can even find a meme where the crosswalk is literally just the white lines extruded, and if you walk anywhere off of the white lines, you fall and die. So that's the mental image of treading off the white line, which basically means to go astray, or maybe to play it risky, very risky. So that's what should be conveyed in here. Either you go for the literal versions, stepping off of the crosswalk, or of the zebra crossing, or whatever translation you want to use, or you go for the non-literal one. Which means that, of course, my translations are all going to be incorrect. So we've got the Italian, sempre andandomi via dalla riga bianca, io sono proprio qua, which doesn't mean much. What is this white line? One almost imagines that this should be like a yellow line from a train station, but that's not the context here. Io sto qua e vado sempre via da questa riga bianca, or io sto qua e vado sempre via da sta riga bianca qua. Vabbè. Again. Although I'm always running away far from this white line, I am right here. What? Mereu della linea alba Aichi. Allergend io sunt Aichi. This, I am misreading this. It's actually pronounced Aich, but I didn't know that back then, as you can hear in the recorded version of this Romanian translation, or of a very similar one, which is a Baby Goro bonus in the video of the new Romanian one, which I uploaded a few months ago. 虽然我总在从白色的线路搬走，只是我在这里. Which is basically literally the English version, but translated into Chinese. I don't think there's any bad Slation comment to be made here, aside from misunderstanding the song. German. Let's just switch to the corrected one. German. Immer von dieser weißen Linie weglaufend bin ich doch da. Minst jij altyd lopen fra den tweede linie, jij algewel her. Pretty much the same as the English. Okay. And then the rest. Nadze. Nice mistransliteration. Old anime lyrics. That's not Ryu, it's wake. Wake monai noni koe o agete nakitaku naru. You forgot the wo. I hope they fixed that. Why, though without any reasons, when I hear your voice I want to cry. What the hell? Anime lyrics. Even I saw through that. That doesn't match. So, first of all, there is a problem of how to punctuate this, because is there any reason to put a question mark after that why, naze? If we assume that there is, then let's go on. Wakemonai noni, even though there's no reason, so though without any reason is fine. Koe o agete nakitaku naru. Nakitaku naru is I want to cry. And koe o agete means to raise my voice. Now, it seems absolutely logical that this would have the same subject and thus mean I want to cry out loud. Apparently, what anime lyrics went for is koe o agete is someone else raising their voice, and then nakitaku naru is me wanting to cry. Why? But also, why the question mark? Like, it will also make sense to ask, why do I want to cry out loud even though there's no reason? And I would tend to interpret it like that, so remove that question mark. So anyways, I was not entirely led astray by this thing, aside from the question mark. So the result of this was perché? Forse non c'è ragione, io voglio urlare le mie lacrime. Interesting way to phrase it. I want to shout my tears. Perché ragione non c'è sta, ma mentre che sto a chiagno voglio forte urlare. Perché ragione non c'è sta, ma io voglio urlare mentre che a chiagno sto. Bit of a weird ordering, which was straightened out by the corrector, I guess. But why? There is no reason at all, but I still want to cry my tears out loud. De ce? Chiar dacă n-am un motiv, vreau să plâng acum cu o voce tare. I actually recycled the first of these two lines.为何虽然没有个理由，只是我想要尖叫着哭泣。尖叫着哭泣 should be fine. I want to cry while screaming. Warum? Obwohl es keine Ursache gibt, jetzt möchte ich mit lauter Stimme weinen doch. Hvorfor? Selv om der ingen Grund, how is that pronounced in Danish? Whatever. Der ingen grund, nu vil jeg med en høj stemme græde. Okay. And now, as I said, I have to reopen the file because this idiot, like, I open the file, I scroll down, I switch between tabs, this guy scrolls back up and loses the loading of the lower portion. Why? Why are you stupid? Firefox. But as soon as I do that again, it will do the bullshit again, right? Yep. Oh, this time it didn't even load the second section. Fantastic. Okay, so let's just open it in the other window. That should keep it from being stupid, right? Yeah. Okay, so, osanai koro ni, no, osanai shoujo no koro ni modotta mitai ni, yasashiku kami o nadete kureru, sonna atatakai te o itsumo matte ita. So the problem with this section is that one should really be translating it from the end to the beginning, because Japanese works completely in reverse with respect to all the languages I translated this to. But let's read the translation. Like I've returned to when I was a young teenage girl, gently caressing my hair, I've always been awaiting that warm hand. So problem here is the connections between the lines do not exist. So this is an evident point of what the hell are you doing, anime lyrics. But let's see if at least the single lines match. So, osanai shoujo no koro ni modotta mitai ni. Like I returned to when I was a young teenage girl. Yes, this matches, except for the fact that osanai means like childish or very young. So why are you putting in teenage girl? It's not like shoujo is specific to teenagers, is it now? In fact, from this context, you would really expect this to be a little girl, not a teenage girl. So drop that teenage girl, that teenage, will you? And then it matches. Gently caressing my hair. Yasashiku kami wa nadete kureru. Well, not really. I mean, if you swap the two lines, it does match. So what you should be looking at, and what I actually saw back then, is that this first line is like a relative clause with the hand from the following line as the antecedent. So that we're looking at a hand that gently caresses my implied hair. So really, I've always been awaiting that warm hand gently caressing my hair. But really, again, since we're swapping these two lines, why not just read the lines from the third one to the first one? That would be the correct way to translate it, which I only realized after remaking all the translations, so I made like quick adjustments. And then in the Danish, I decided to just do as much inversion as I could. I called it an inverslation for that reason. But anyway, I have always been awaiting that warm hand. So there isn't really a that in the original. We have sonna atatakai, which means that such a warm hand, like that warm, but in the sense of so warm. In fact, I think I tried to read too much into this, because I consistently translated that as a hand as warm as yours, because sonna is from sono, which is the equivalent of codesto in Italian, so close to the listener, but far from the speaker. In Japanese, you've got kono, sono, ano, and dono. Kono is this, so it's close to me. Sono is close to you, but far from me. Ano is far from both of us. Questo, codesto, quello. And dono is the question word. So which? But I don't think I really need... I'm really in the right in... So since this sonna is from sono, I thought, well, sonna has... Why is it not konna to mean such a warm hand? Or... Well, I guess they wouldn't... I don't know about Anna. It does exist. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have read too deeply into this. But anyways, so back in the day when I first translated these, I did see the relative clause, just not the full inversion. So correct translation is literally going from from the end to the beginning. So, matteita, I have been waiting for, or if you want, wo would be the for. Te, so sonna tatakai te is such a warm hand. I have been waiting. Actually, sonna tatakai te o itsumo matteita. So I have been waiting always for such a warm hand that narete kureru. So kureru actually stays untranslated. I'm not entirely sure what exactly it means, but for the translation we just ignore it. Nadete is to caress, to stroke. So such a warm hand that strokes or caresses. Kami o, mai is implied in this context, as it almost always is. And then you've got that gently strokes that strokes my hair, yasashiku, gently. And then you've got the first line, modotta mitai ni is as if I had returned. Koro ni is to the time. Literally this means to the time of a childish girl or of a little girl. So it would mean to the time when I was a little girl. So that would be the correct way to translate these three lines. Now let's see how I rendered them. And I am stupid because I just closed that tab, switched tabs again. I need to switch windows instead. Come se fossi tornata una piccola bambina come anni fa is just added. Con tanto amore accarezza I capelli miei, sempre ho teso una mano calda così come la tua. As if I had become a little girl again, like years ago. Please is not there, but just to be clear that this is an imperative. Please stroke my hair with love. I have always been waiting for a hand as warm as yours. Come se fosse tornata a essere nenna assai piccerilla, tu tenera accarezza sti capilla ca, oggi sembra aspettare una mano per me caora così. This is, caora is definitely from the corrector. Come se fosse tornata a essere nera così piccerella. Oggi sembra aspettare una mano per me caora così. I'm surprised to see that in the original, but apparently I got it right. I would have expected myself to have guessed calda instead of caura, but whatever. English, as if I had gone back to that so childish time when I was a little girl. I've always been waiting for a hand as warm as yours, that's so lovingly, gently stroking my hair time and again. No, that's so lovingly, gently. That's so is probably not a good sequence to have, because those two S's can merge together and you lose the is. Anyways, Romanian, că și cum eu mi-am întors la timpul de când eram o fetiță, mereu am așteptat o mână ca a ta, care caldă și dulce mângâie părul meu. Chinese, 就像我曾回到幼小的少女的那个时候一样，把温柔的再把我的头发抚摸的，就像你的一样温暖的个手，用曾 That's a typo. That should be 永曾等待等待。That's definitely too much of attention to mark the past tense in there. But there's probably more issues that I will uncover in the other series. But yeah, that's pretty much translating what I wanted to translate. Although it kind of needs a bit of reflection to unpack it, which is not good for a song. German. Als ob ich in die Zeit zurückgekehrt wäre, als ich noch klein war. Immer habe ich auf eine Hand gewartet, die so warm und zärtlich wie deine Hand meine Haare streicht. Som om jeg var vendt tilbake til når jeg var en lille barnlig pige. Alltid har jeg ventet på en hand så varm som din, som så blidt og så kjærligt tegner mitt hår. So, not too bad, but not entirely right either. By the way, this section is actually repeated below, so let's just get this out of the way. This section is repeated below with Osanai replaced by Natsukashi. And like I've returned to the nostalgic time when I was a teenage girl. Again, it's not a teenage girl, it's just a girl. Natsukashi. So is Natsukashi referred to koro, the time, which would make it like nostalgic time, I guess? Or is it referred to Shojo? Because in my new translations, I actually referred it to Shojo, and I interpreted it as beloved. So let me just hit up my my J-edict. Natsukashi. I don't know, word search. Natsukashi. Give me this. Dear, fondly remembered, beloved, missed, nostalgic. It says dear, old. What does that notation? Is that like an old-fashioned meaning of dear, which is what I went for with my translation, with my new interpretation? Yeah, maybe I should indeed refer it to koro, but whatever. So let's see if there's any differences in the translations. Come se fossi tornata ragazzina o quanto quel tempo mi manca sì. So yeah, we've got I missed that time. Indeed. Come se fosse tornata a essere nenna o c'aggranna la nostalgia. Nostalgia is great. As if I had gone back to that nostalgic time when I was a little girl. Că și cum eu mi-am întors la timpul nostalgic al tineretului. 就像我曾回到少女的怀旧的那个时候一样. Yeah, if you write it like that, it sounds like it means the time of a young girl's nostalgia, which is not what you want. Gotta get back to that in the other series. But let's see. Als ob ich in jene nostalgische Zeit der Jugend zurückgekehrt wäre. As if I had gone back to that nostalgic time of youth. Som var jeg var vendt tilbake til den savnede tid av mitt barndom. My childhood. Nostalgic time of my childhood. Okay, so with that we've knocked out 3 more lines. And now we have to finish the first chorus. So, Anata dake wa, it's wa, not ha. My friends at Anime Lyrics probably corrected that since. Watashi wo yasashi hito ni shite kureru. Only you can make me a gentle person. Actually, the original has no can. It says, only you will make me into a gentle person. So the translation is almost entirely perfect. And then totemo daisuki yo, totemo daisuki yo. I like you very much. I like you very much. No comments to that. So let's read my translations. Tu solo amore puoi far di me una donna tenera, su fallo ti prego. Additions for the tune. I don't know what I did in the new translations, but I definitely didn't do that again. Mi piace così tanto piace me. By the way, totemo daisuki yo. So the tune stresses these words differently the two times, which means that most of the translations will have two different versions of this sentence. O caro, soltanto tu può far di me una donna tenera e fallo te prega. Mi piace così tanto tu mi piace. And the original was O cara mia. Yeah, that possessive suffix me is only used with a handful of nouns. I was definitely using it where it didn't belong. O cara mia, tu solo puoi far di me una donna. I got that roticized, apparently ron, but probably it's better una femmina. La donna tenere fallo te prega. Okay, that didn't change at all. And then we go into the English. Where are you? You only, my darling, can make me into a gentlewoman, so do it. I like you all so much. Oh, this is one of those that doesn't change that sentence from the two iterations of the sentence. Iubire tu nu mai poți să faci din mine o muiere dulce. De tine foarte place im, o de tine foarte mi place. I don't know if that actually needs to get fixed somehow, because I was very messy in keeping track of corrections to my translations back then, so I may have lost some corrections here. 我亲爱，只有你能够把我变为温柔的一女子。I thought I would have known about classifiers here. Especially, you don't even need to put the E in there. But if you really want to, you need the classifier. So, 温柔的一个女子. So, aside from that, translation is good. And then we've got 我很多么的喜欢你. Oh my god, what the hell is this translation? Chinese also does not need to change this sentence because of the stress change, because Chinese does not have stress to follow with the tune. But yeah, that translation kind of means what it's supposed to mean, but it's linguistically garbage. But I'll get back into that in the other series. And then German. Next section. O lieber, nur du wirst mich zu einer zärtlichen Frau machen können. Only you will be able to make me into a tender woman. Kunde du... No, wait. O wie ich doch dich mag, o wie ich dich sehr mag. Why did I make that change? I have no idea. It definitely doesn't help with the stress, but then again, these are all monosyllabic words, so the stress is not a problem here. Kunde du min älskade vill kunna göra mig till en blid person. Jag kan verkligen lida dig, and the repetition is the same. I guess I managed to find one version that didn't need to be changed up for the tune there. And now we come to the biggest mistake of the Animal Lyrics translation. So, どんなに情熱傾けても分かり合えない人もいる。そんな日は心が曇ってしまうわ。No matter how our passion tilts, there are people who cannot mutually understand each other. On those days, my heart is overcast. So, what the hell does passion tilts mean? Anime lyrics. Would you please explain that to me? Because back then I was not concerned with understanding. I was just saying, this is what it says, I'm going to translate it. This is what it says because I can match it with the original. Or so I thought. So I will just translate it. And then the Neapolitan corrector looked at me funny saying, what the hell does that mean? I don't know. Yeah, that happened also with Time After Time and Misty Flower. But we'll get back to that in another episode of this series. So, what is going on here? So, let's look at the matchup. Donna ni, no matter how much. So, that's correct. Jonetsu means passion. And katamukete mo. So, donna ni, and then mo is no matter how much. Katamukete, katamukeru. Let's look at the glosses in J Dict. Katamukeru. So, katamukeru, the first meaning is apparently to incline, to lean, to tip, to tilt, to slant, to bend, to list. So, perfect, right? No matter how our passion tilts. Except that doesn't make any sense. Second meaning, to devote oneself to concentrate on, to pour one's energy into. Now it's starting to make sense. Because remember, we don't know if jonetsu is the subject here. There is no particle. Is it jonetsu wa katamukete mo, or jonetsu wo katamukete mo, jonetsu ga katamukete mo, jonetsu ni katamukete mo? We don't know. Particle was omitted. And so jonetsu wo katamukeru at this point obviously means to devote one's passion or one's energy, one's zeal, I guess, could also be used. So no matter how much someone devotes their passion to something, we will get back to that. This is another section that is best translated looking from the bottom to the top. Because in fact, I had produced like a Turkish word-by-word translation of the chorus. I guess I'll get back to that in a minute. So let's look at the second line. Wakariai na hito mo iru. There are people. Hito ga iru wa hito mo iru. There are also people, technically. Wakariai na means it's the potential form of wakariao, the negative potential form of wakariao. Wakariao means to understand each other. So people who can't understand each other would seem to be the correct translation, which is what the thing goes. The translation gives me. Thing is, we have to link this to the previous one. Now, so who is devoting passion to what? Now, since this is a very introspective song, one would be brought to imagining that the subject of katamukete, of devoting one's passion, is the singer. So, no matter how much passion I devote to something, there are also people who can't understand each other. Now, so what was it that I wanted to understand in here? So let me go on Quora and recover this. Shojo no koro ni. Ma quanto sei simpatico, cioè l'unico che... Where is this? So where is the question that I want? Just the questions. Ah yeah, sure you can't find that. What? You literally just found... Well, search function in Quora is so broken. Donna ni jonetsu. Find me this damn question already. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Katamukete. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to browse through my content again because this thing is completely stupid. Seriously though. Why did you zoom? Why did you zoom? I don't want the extra zoom. So this is a question from 2022. And here is the song. Here is the question. I asked 3 Quora questions on this song, and the only one that wasn't showing up is precisely the one. Yeah, so again, I immediately went to subject I, but since we are translating people who can't understand each other, maybe one would want to have they as the subject of the first line as well. So there are people who don't understand each other no matter how hard they try. Would make sense, right? So I asked the question here. Japanese song Shojo no koro ni modotta mitai ni lines donna ni jonetsu katamukete mo wakariaenai hito mo iru. There are also people who cannot understand each other no matter how hard they try, or no matter how much I devote my passion, there are people who don't understand each other. And then there's apparently another question in the comments, if I can view those comments. Yeah. Is there any reason to give different subjects to katamukete and wakariaenai? The answer that I was given here is that while jonetsu o katamukeru is a unilateral thing, wakariaenai is a multilateral thing. That's probably why the anime lyrics translation is giving me the mutually in there. But also, if you look at the verb, wakariau, ao means to meet, so it has to be a plural subject for this action. But does it have to be they? No, it doesn't. So the actual way to make sense of this is, no matter how much I devote my passion to it, so no matter how hard I try, there are people such that we don't understand each other. So I can't understand some people and they can't understand me. So that would be the correct translation here. And then the last line, Sonna hi wa kokoro ga kumotte shimau wa. On those days my heart is overcast. So on what days? Now iru does mean to exist, but can also mean just there are. So they are, maybe they are with me. And again, we can look at this as a relative clause. So translating from bottom to top, kokoro wa kumotte shimau. My heart is overcast, so it's all clouded up, if you will. On such days, sonna hi wa, when there are people, hito mo iru, whom I cannot understand, or with whom I can't reach a mutual understanding, wakariaenai. And then, no matter how hard I try, donna ni jonetsu, etc., etc. So that's the translation here. So what happened when I went to translate that? Well, che importa quanto si inclina il nostro amor, c'è anche la gente che non si capisce. In tali giorni il mio cuore finisce nuvoloso. That's literally the anime lyrics translation in Italian in a more or less tune-fitting version. Napolitan will be the same. Che ce non importa se si inclina il nostro amore. C'è stanca gente che non si capisce. Ni giorno come questo, o cuore si faccia scuro. So what do we care in this case? Not who cares or what, how does it matter? And the original was che cosa importa se si inclina o nostro amore? C'è stanca gente che non si capisce. Ricorda come chi sto cora mia, se face nuvoloso. Scuro. I reused that idea, scuro, in my new translation. No matter how our love may be tilted, there's people that don't understand each other. On days just like this one, my heart becomes all cloudy. Este indifferent cât iubirea se înclină. Este și lume care nu se înțelege. Se înțelege. În zilele ca aceasta, inima mea devine noroasă la sfârșitul. So it becomes cloudy in the end because kumotte shimao means ends up being cloudy, kumotte. Chinese 无论我们的爱多么能够倾泻，有连无法明白彼此的人也都 What is this yedo at the end of the sentence? But yeah, we will eventually get back to this garbage here. 我现在就像今天的日会变成全都阴天。So days like today, I guess that was the immediate interpretation of days like this. And what happened today is destined to remain a mystery, huh? Es kommt nicht an, wie viel Lieben kippen wird. Es gibt auch Leute, die sie nicht verstehen. Am Tagen so wie diesem wird mein Herz am Ende bewölkt. Det ankommer ikke for den kjærlige den vipper. Det finnes også folk som ikke forstås. I død som dette, mitt hjerte vil blive overskuet. Okay, so pretty much all the same thing. Next is a section that was probably translated correctly. Koi wa, another wa mistransliterated into ha. Koi wa kisukuta dashi rizumu o kizamanai. Love does not carve out a rhythm which follows rules. Carve out a rhythm? Do you carve out rhythms? You follow rhythms, you can beat rhythms, but you don't really carve rhythms. A rhythm which follows rule is really a long-winded way of saying a regular rhythm. And then, but yeah, apart from that, that's fine. And then kokochi, where is it? Shinji-yoi. Compliments to animal lyrics for this mistransliteration. Kokochi sofade mata nemutte shimatta. On this comfortable sofa, I fell asleep again. I ended up sleeping again, if you will. Okay, so the translation here was correct, so let's just read the translations. L'amore non potrà seguire mai un ritmo regolare, no. Had to stretch it for the tune. Così su un comodo divano mi addormentai un'altra volta ancora. Maybe I should have used the mi sono addormentato, but you know. I guess the tune brought me to the posture mode. L'amore non può seguire mai in un ritmo bello e regolare. Un coppa in un comodo divano, mi sono dormuto un'altra volta qua. I almost recycled this entire thing. Just tampered with line 3 for the rhyme. Yeah, it wasn't even changed for the correction. Interesting, huh? And then English, where is it? Here. Love cannot ever get to follow a rhythm regular and smooth. Okay, and on a comfortable sofa, I ended up asleep another time. Now, Japanese does not have articles, so a sofa or the sofa. I would guess that it's my sofa where she was sleeping, so she woke up from the dream, she noticed the fast heartbeat, she made all these reflections, and then she's sleeping again on the sofa. I would interpret this like that, but anyway, Romanian. Where are you? Iubirea nu poate să urmărească un ritm care este regulat asupra unei canapele confortabile. Din nou mi-am adormit. Literal translation. 爱情再也都无法遵循有规律的一个节奏。我又在舒适的沙发上，到头来再一次曾经睡着。Yeah, I guess it's okay. Not too fond of the 睡着, but whatever. That was Chinese. German. Liebe kann nie in einen Rhythmus sanft und regelmäßigen folgen. Und auf einem behaglichen Sofa bin ich wieder einmal eingeschlafen. Den Kärlighet will aldrig följa en regelmäßig rytme. Och på en komfortabel sofa falt jag igen i sömn en anden gång. Oh. So I fell asleep. I fell in dreams, or I fell into sleep. Again, another time. I fell again into sleep another time. A bit of a repetition there. But yeah, that's fine as well. We're almost done. Let's see. Last section is after the repetition of the half chorus, we've got anatandake. Again, it's wa, not ha. Anime lyrics. Hopefully you fixed it. Anatandake wa watashi wo sotto tsutsumikonde kureru. Totemo aishiteru. And then you repeat this last part with akai ha to de instead of the second repetition of totemo aishiteru. And then you've got loving you anatato. So only you will gently embrace me. I like you. I love you very much. I love you very much. Akai ha to de means in my red heart, and anatato means with you. So the translation here is correct. And by translations, tu solo amore mio verrai da me e poi dolcemente mi abbraccerai. I really had to stretch that for the tune, huh? Oh, quanto ti amo, amor mio, ti amo davvero. Again, another repetition where the stress placement changes, so you have to change the translation. Nel mio cuore rosso qua, no, qui, e insieme a te, and insieme a te for anatato. O cara mia, again, the overused possessive mo. O cara mia, tu solo verrai e poi tenere mi terrai rinda le braccia. Ti vo bene assai e ti voglio bene assai. Rinda cuore rosso qua, insieme a te. Now, there's actually two mistakes that apparently avoided by corrector's reader, at least the first time, not the second one. It's supposed to be sula, because we are taking this you to be a male. So sula is masculine and sola is feminine. And analogously, since cara is masculine too, you've got russo, not rossa. But anyways, yeah, okay. English. Oh darling, you only will come to me That would be you alone. And then you will hold me in your so warm arms. Oh, how much I love you. Oh, how much I love you. That didn't need any changes. All single syllable words. Then with my red heart right here. No, within my red heart right here, and then here and with you. I did not go have a look at my original Neapolitan though. Anything change? Kind of sort of a point, and I feel like that was not corrected at all. Or maybe I just missed the corrections or something. Not sure, it was a long time ago. Romanian. Iubire, tu numai ai să vii și dulce ai să mă ții în brațele tale. Eu foarte mult te iubesc, o eu foarte mult te iubesc. So the trick here is that iubesc the first time has a lengthened syllable, the second time doesn't. Eu foarte mult... No, not even. No. What was it supposed to be? Eu foarte mult te iubesc. Oh, eu foarte mult te iubesc. I guess I squeezed a syllable where there wasn't one before. And then intru cordul roșu meu and cu tine împreună. I wonder if I should have used intru inima roșa mea. Whatever. 我只有亲爱的你会把我平缓的入你的暖的手臂抱拥。我很真的在爱着你。What the hell is this translation? "我多么的爱你" is just fine. Why? 很真的在爱着。I am very truly loving you. And one instead of when one is probably hard to process in singing, but maybe not. And then 在我的红色的心 perfectly fine. And then 和你一起 or 与你一起 or maybe I even had an alternate version with 跟你一起 who knows. German. O Liebe, nur du wirst zu mir kommen, um mich zärtlich in deinen Armen zu halten. Oh, wie ich dich liebe, oh, wie ich liebe dich. Oh, wie ich liebe dich is not really correct grammar, I don't think. But whatever, I guess in a song you can do that. I mean, this did go through the corrector, so. And then hier in meinem rotem Herz and zusammen mit dir. Maybe hier und mit dir to fit the tune, to actually fit the tune. But whatever. Kundai du, min älskade, vill komma till mig och hålla mig in armarna. Jag älskar dig verklig. Verkligen älskar jag dig. Or whatever that's pronounced like. I hjärtat rött mitt. And här och med dig. Here and with you. Okay, so this is the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown of my mistakes and of Animal Lyrics' mistake. Have a good day. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever, YouTube stuff. And see you in the next episode.